A year ago, Samsung came up with the phone, the Galaxy S6 Edge. On inside, it has Exynos 7420 with 3 gigs of RAM. And if you turn it back, we will find the 16 megapixel camera with a good battery life of 2600 mAh. This year, Samsung came with the upgraded Edge, and that is S7 Edge. It is quite impressive phone. It has Snapdragon 820 with 4 gigs of RAM, and if you flip it back, we'll find the massive 12 megapixel camera with a powerful battery of 3600 mAh. It has a 5.5 Gorilla Glass display, and Android 6.0 is running on it. And it is finally rocking with the Adreno 530 for gaming. And Samsung added a special feature on the Edge, and that is it has a memory card slot with the return of waterproofing. And if we talk about the Galaxy A7, Samsung made a major changes compared to the older A7. It has Snapdragon 615 with 3 gigs of RAM. Flip it back and you'll find the 13 megapixel camera with a 3300 mAh powerful battery. It has a full flash 5.5 inch Gorilla Glass protected display. Also, it is running on the Android 5.1.1. It might get an update, but Samsung hasn't decided yet to give it a Marshmallow update, Android 6.0. On the other hand, if you see, it has a GPU, Adreno 405, which is quite good for gaming in Android devices. And finally, we have the improved version of A5, which was launched in 2014. It came up with a Snapdragon 615 with 2 gigs of RAM and Gorilla Glass 4 with 5.0 inch display. On its back, we find the 13 megapixel camera with 2900 mAh battery. And it's running in the Android 5.0.2 Lollipop. It might get an update in future, but fully not sure about it. So now let's talk about the camera. The Edge has a very fast focusing camera with OIS enabled on it. It records 4K in 30 fps, Full HD in 60 fps, and Half HD in 240 fps, which is good for editing slow-mo videos. Whereas A7 comes with the 13 megapixel camera with the autofocus and OIS, and it records Full HD in 30 fps. Its autofocus is really slow if you compare to the S7 Edge. In this case, S7 Edge really wins. It is good for pictures, but for video, I would recommend S7 Edge. And finally, we have the camera of the A5. The A5 camera's configuration is same as the A7, but the major difference I found that it really doesn't autofocus, even though it has autofocus and OIS. You'll have to touch on the display to focus on an object. And this is it. If you have any questions, feel free to ask in the comments, and if you like this video, please hit thumbs up and subscribe.